everyone, welcome to Knowledge Graph. My name is Nitu Chowrasia and today we are learning root words, prefixes and suffixes. This is part 2. I have already completed part 1 where I have defined what root words are, what are prefixes, what are suffixes. I've given an overview of these and also their etymology, whether the words, that is the origin of the words, whether it is from Greek word or a Latin word. So this is part 2. Make sure you watch part 1 as well. So yeah, let's begin. Okay, so the note this is starting from number 11 because we have already completed 10 root words. This is poly and this is a Greek root word. I have given the etymology of the root words as well. So this is number 11, poly, which is a Greek root word. It means many. Okay, so polygon, poly means many. Poly means many, and gon is basically related to angle or something like that. So polygon is a geometrical figure with 3 or more straight lines. As you can see in these figures, these are all polygons because it has 3 or more figures, whether it's a triangle, quadrilateral, pentagon, and so on. Next is polyglot. Poly again means many. Glot is another root word which means tongue. So polyglot means knowing or using several languages. See, poly means many, glot means tongue. So we say na our mother tongue and something like that. So poly means many tongue. That is knowing or using several languages. Then is polynomial. Poly means many, nomial means several terms. So consisting of several terms. In mathematics we have all the polynomials like ax cube plus x square plus x and so on. So that is like consisting of a lot of terms. So knowledge and variety of subject is called polymath. Going to the next term, it's again a Greek word, a Greek root word, pan, which means all. Pan human. Pan is all human. It's all about humanity. Someone who understands humanity and abides by that. Okay, the next word is pantheism. So pan again is all. Theism is basically from this word called theos. Okay. Theos means God. So believe that God is everything. Panorama. Pan is again all. Oroma basically means kind of wide range or a wide view. So all round view. This is like a panorama. Panorama. It's like a 360-degree view. We have this option in our phone as well, like where we can, there's an option called panorama. We can click and we can get an all round view of that. Pantropic is found throughout the tropics. Something that is found throughout the tropics is pantropic. Going to the next word. Next is morph. Morph is also a Greek root word which means form. Morphology. Morph is form. Logy basically means study. So form and structure of an organism, study of a form, like a study of an organism or a structure of an organism, that is called morphology. Metamorphosis. Morph means form. Meta means change. And note that osis basically means a kind of a state or a condition. Okay. Sorry. Yeah, so metamorphosis is change of form. Next is morphogenesis. This is development of species of an organisms. This is also a kind of studying of the form where we notice how a species or an organism they develop and how they go into their next phase. Next up we have a pyre. Pyre is also a Greek root word which means fire. So you might have heard this pyre is basically pile of burning materials. This word is basically like when somebody's funeral has been done and all the woods are arranged, so that's basically called a pyre. Pyrogenic is pyro is related to fire. Fire means heat something, and genic basically means produce, so producing heat. Pyromaniac. Pyro is related to fire. Maniac is someone who is mad, madness or mad. So person who sets fire to everything is like he's a pyromaniac. He feels like putting fire to everything. So that person is called pyromaniac. Basically he's mad and he wants to put fire to everything. So it's called pyromaniac. Then is pyrotechnics, relating to fireworks. Something that is related to fireworks called pyrotechnics. Next you have neo. Neo is again a Greek root word which means new. So neophyte, a person who is new to a subject or an activity. So basically a novice. So neophyte is a person who is new to a subject or activity. Neologism is a new word or meaning, newly coined word. Okay, so sometimes what happens is like some words are not there in the dictionary, and as we as life progresses, people continue to develop new words. For example, some years before, Google was not there in the dictionary. Now it has been included. So basically, Google is a search engine, and now it is included in a dictionary, which actually means search. So it's like a new word which has been coined. Like people nowadays says BFF, best friend forever. So this has also become like a new word. With the advent of social media, there's a word called troll. So all these words have like these are like new words. So next word is neonate. Neonate is basically a newborn child. So this picture over here is neonate. Okay, so we are done with five Greek words. Now we'll talk about five Latin root words. The first one over here is omni. Omni is the Latin root which means all. So omni means all. Potent basically means powerful. So omnipotent is someone who is all powerful. Omniscient, all knowing. Omnipresent, uh, someone who is present everywhere. Omni is all, present everywhere. You might be wondering, why do I have this person's photo here? He's Karan Johar. So I have put this photo for you to remember this word called omnipresent. You can relate it and you can remember, because this has become like a joke. Like Karan Johar is present for all the awards functions, all the parties, for almost everywhere you'll find him. He himself has said in his personal talk show, which is Coffee with Karan, is that he is suffering from a problem called FOMO, which means fear of missing out. So just on a lighter tone, I have included this picture for you to remember this word called omnipresent, someone who's present everywhere. Okay, coming back to the next term, omnibus. Omnibus is a volume containing several books as a collection. So we know that Harry Potter has many parts. It's just like an example, it might be other books or something. So basically, one book which is a collection of all its books. So that's called omnibus. It's like, suppose you have one Harry Potter book which has the complete collection of all the 7 or 8 books. So that's a omnibus. Next is omniscient, is someone who knows everything. This is more or less like omniscient only. So omniscient, someone who knows everything, like most of the things. Then we have rect. Rect is also a Latin root word which means straight. When we say to rectify something, to correct it, to put it in a correct order, or to correct all the faults or something. Rectitude, morally correct behavior or thinkings. Goodness, virtue, like someone who is straightforward and is good in behavior is like rectitude. Rectilinear is like straight lines. These all are rectilinear figures. If you notice, rectilinear figures, if you notice, this is all having straight lines. Next up we have mort or neck. This is again a Latin root word which means death. So these both root word means death. Mortal is someone who is subject to death. Someone who has to die one day or the other is called a mortal. Immortal means someone who never dies. Someone who never dies. Mortuary is the room or building where dead bodies are kept. These are basically a room where the dead bodies are kept. Necrology, necro is related to death, and then again I told you, logy is like study of something or a list of something. So it's a list of dead or obituary. So yeah, you see these obituary things in the newspaper. So necrology is the list of the dead people. Necromancy is the supposed practice of communicating with the dead, especially in order to predict the future. Please note there is a word called supposed practice. It is supposed that there are people who can communicate with the dead, and they can predict the future. Like this image over here, it represents a necromancy. So remember, this is a suppose, it's not something a fact, it might be a myth as well. So we're not sure about that. Next is necropolis. This is basically a cemetery. This is a cemetery. Next is necropsy, is basically an autopsy where it's basically a post-mortem of living being after a death, or in order to know the cause of the death or a disease or something like that. So necropsy is also an autopsy. Next one you have dorm or somn. These sorry, these both are Latin root words which means to sleep. Dormant means something that is sleeping, asleep. This over here is a volcano. It's actually a dormant volcano, which is like sleeping volcano. This word is basically used with volcano. You can relate it and you can remember it. So it's a dormant volcano. Next you have insomnia. Someone who does not get sleep easily, or someone who has difficulty in sleeping is basically called insomniac. So insomnia is the inability to sleep, someone who is not able to sleep easily. Then you have another word as somnambulist. So someone who walks in sleep. This person over here, the same age that you see here, is ambulist. Someone who walks in sleep is known as somnambulist. Then is somnolent. Someone who's feeling sleepy all the time is, that feeling is called somnolent. Okay, so we next one we have is aqua. Aqua is again a Latin root word which means water. Aquatic is something that is related to water, is like aquatic life or aquatic fish. Something that is related to water is called aquatic. Aquarium is the container where fish are kept, so this is an aquarium. Then aquaculture is like rearing of aquatic animals, or the cultivation of the aquatic animals or the aquatic plant for the purpose of food. This picture over here is aquaculture. Shows you the aquaculture. Okay guys, that's it. Those were the 10 words for this part 2. 5 were Greek, 5 were Latin words. I hope that was helpful to you, and please do go watch part 1 as well. The link will be in the description box below, or on the I button. Please go and watch that as well. Thank you so much for tuning in. Till then, keep watching Knowledge Graph. I'll be coming with more parts of root words, prefixes and suffixes. So yeah, stay tuned. Thank you for watching. Till then, see ya. Bye bye.